Hello, everyone. Welcome to IMPROVATE's Defense and Cyber Conference. Israel is well known throughout the world as a pioneer in defense technologies. We are proud to present solutions that we know can improve the security of free nations. We established IMPROVATE as a platform for cooperation and business development. And in light of the situation in Ukraine, today's event will facilitate connections between Israeli defense and cyber companies, as well as military and defense ministry representatives from throughout the region. We're going to move now to the cyber sector, and we'll hear from Etti Berger, founder and CEO of TripleP. She will tell us how being ready makes a difference and how to evolve from cyber defense to cyber readiness. Etti?
So thank you all for this opportunity. And I would like to start with talking about cyber readiness. Do we know what is cyber readiness? I'm not sure. I will try to ask you a question, please. How long do you think it takes time for organizations to understand they are under attack? Who thinks it's take them a few days? Raise your hand. Come on. Start to work a little bit. How many think that it's going to take you for a few months? And how many of you think it's going to take you years for that? How many? Come on. Okay. So I'll leave the answer for the next few minutes. We see, at least during the 2022, a major type of attacks on supply chains like SolarWinds, on critical infrastructure, a massive attacks on organizations in terms of, critical infrastructure, organizations, governments, and so on. And the amazing thing that we see over 300% rise in the cybersecurity. What does it mean? It means that the cost of cybersecurity crimes, the cost of becoming ready to deal with the threats, is going to raise to $10.5 trillion until 2025. What are we going to do? Technologies? I'm not sure. As you can see, I have a lot of white hair. This is all the years that I'm working in the cybersecurity area and building a lot of products. Technology is not necessarily the answer. We need to think about the people. And if we're talking about the readiness, the cyber readiness, it's going, you see? This is cyber readiness. Exactly. So you will all be ready for that. So if we're talking about cyber readiness, we're talking about years. And this is the answer. It's going to take an organization years to understand that it's under attack. And why is that? Because the weak points are the capital, the human capital. Most of the organizations have cyber defense technology. Most of the organizations are also invest in process and procedures, what we call GRC. But none of them are basically put efforts in the human capital. And this is why TripleP was established. We need to pay attention to the human capital. They are the weak link in the whole process, but they also can be the strong point. They can help us to decrease the level of readiness or being under attack, or the time that it will take us to recognize that we are under attack, if we will invest in capital, in human capital, in capacity building. Not only with curriculums, this is something that's important, we need to know the content. Not only in personnel, but also in technology, in terms of training, practice. We need hands-on experience. We need them to be ready to work with us from day one. We need that at least 70% of the training will be practice. And this is the reason that we have developed in TripleP a very, very unique platform which will allow the different roles in the organization to be ready for our next threat, our next attack, our next vulnerability. This is the ideal framework of the different roles in the cybersecurity. It's based on what we call NICE framework, and we see that there are 3 different types of levels that need to pay attention to cyber readiness. whether they are the C-level, the directors, the managers, whether they are the technical people, the SOC team, the security operation team, the forensic, the incident response, and so on. Each one of them should be ready and be trained personally in order to achieve and have the best skills in order to compromise and do the work on his daily basis. So in TripleP, when I mentioned the training, I'm mentioning the platform that's called SciCube. It's an AI-driven hands-on cybersecurity training platform which will allow to recognize the weak skills or the weak level of skills that our employees have in our organization and upscale them in order to be more professional and ready and contribute for the security of the organization. We are talking about readiness. We are talking about capacity building. Organizations, we need to pay attention to our people. We need to pay attention to the capacity building in order to understand whether we are ready for our next challenge, whether we are able to recognize in a very, very logical time frame that we are under attack and under a risk. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for listening. And please pay attention to work with the employees, and we'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions outside of this arena. Thank you, IMPROVATE, for that, and thank you all.